Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Generation 1. In the last episode, we went around and saw everything we could do now that we have access to the hidden move Cut. This time, we're finally going to be taking on our third gym. I say finally, but there hasn't been that much time between this and the last gym. And realistically, there wasn't even that much time between the last gym and the gym before that. Now that we have Cut, we were able to cut down this bush and we can enter the gym. This gym. Yo, champ in making. Lieutenant Surge has a nickname. People refer to him as the Lightning American. He's an expert on electric Pokémon. Birds and water Pokémon are at risk. Beware of paralysis too. Lieutenant Surge is very cautious. You'll have to break a code to get to him. That's a very weird way of putting it. Vermilion City Pokémon Gym. Leader, Lieutenant Surge. Winning trainers, Aiden. Because of course, they are always ahead of me. So, our puzzle here is check trash cans. If you're lucky, there's a switch in one of them. Then you need to hit a second switch. Well, none in the first row. There's 3 trainers to fight in here, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and fight them now. Just to get them out of the way, then we can leave and come back and have everything reset, and it'll just be nice and easy. There is a glitch related to this gym that we will go over when it becomes appropriate, but for now, I just want to get these battles out of the way. If you couldn't tell, this is an electric type gym, and something interesting about Lieutenant Surge being called the Lightning American, he's no longer known as that in modern Pokemon games. He was called the Lightning American in both this game and Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red, as well as the remakes, as well as Pokemon Gold and Silver, and then the remakes of those, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But then Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee decided to call him something else. I don't remember exactly what, and I'm actually going to look that up. He's now just the Lightning Lieutenant. But I don't know, on Bulbapedia it says for his region, he is in Kanto, born in America. And then that just links to the Wikipedia page for the United States, so I got no clue what the deal is. The Kanto region is based on an actual place called Kanto in Japan, but I don't know. I just have... It's a weird continuity thing where this game will reference the real world quite a lot, and it's just weird looking at it from a modern Pokemon lens where, sure, this game might have been meant to take place in Japan originally. It's certainly not anymore. Now the Pokemon world is its own unique world, and it's a little silly seeing things like the Lightning American or the Pokedex mentioning Indian elephants, which we haven't gotten to yet, but trust me, we'll get there. Anyway, this is maybe our first time fighting this trainer class. I forgot what it's called. I was gonna say Rocker, but I don't know if that's what it's called. That sounds about right for a Generation 1 trainer class name, though. Good critical hit, Cat. That was just a random crit, too. Cat grew to level 26. Nothing new from that. Magnemite. I said that as if this is a, unusual Pokemon, but we saw a ton of these in the last episode. I'll cut out the rest of this battle. Alright. Fried! True, sure. And this is the last trainer in here. I just want to make sure all 3 of them are out of the way. This guy says Lieutenant Surge was his CO. Lieutenant Surge doesn't look that old, so I guess he was just a really good soldier if he ended up becoming this old man CO? CO means commanding officer, right? I'm not... Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I don't care about the military, but... Also, if Lieutenant Surge is an American, was he... What military did he serve in? I'm gonna give myself a headache thinking about this. I'm done thinking about this. Annabelle grew to level 25 from beating that Pikachu. Stop! You're very good! The door won't open. Lieutenant Surge always was cautious. Okay, I'll talk. Lieutenant Surge said he hid door switches inside something. What could it be? Lieutenant Surge set up double locks. Here's a hint. When you open the first lock, the second lock is right next to it. I'll pretend he's not lying while I go and heal. Alright, back to the gym. We basically just want to check every single trash can. Nope, there's only trash here. Nope, there's only trash here. Nope, there's only trash here. Nope, there's... you get the point. I'll cut ahead to when I find it. Uh-oh. Hey, there's a switch under the trash. Turn it on. The first electric lock opened. So, it's kind of wild that it ended up in this of all trash cans because there's actually something interesting about this trash can. The second electric lock opened. No matter where the first lock is, there is always a 50% chance that the second one will be in this trash can. The way it's supposed to work is that if you flip one switch, the second is going to be in one of the trash cans adjacent. That could mean this one, that could mean this one, or any other variation depending on which trash can the first one is in. This, the second will always be in there, even if you've checked that trash can that the second one ends up being in already. This makes this gym puzzle extremely annoying, and no, they didn't bother making this any less awful in any future iterations of the gym, thank you for asking. The way the gym actually works is that there's always a 50% chance for the second switch to actually be hidden in the top left trash can. Don't ask me why, that's just the way it is. That makes it at least a little less annoying, but that only applies to Generation 1. Anyway, we've made it to the back room. Is there a switch in here? Nope, only trash. Okay. Let's do this. Hey kid, what do you think you're doing here? You won't live long in combat, that's for sure. I tell you kid, electric Pokemon saved me during the war. They zap my enemies into paralysis. The same as I'll do to you. What war? I hate the sprite, it's so funny, but I hate it. He is going to lead with Voltorb, level 21, electric type, knowing the moves Tackle, Screech, and Sonic Boom. I decided to lead with Margarine because she's not really going to get a chance to do anything in this gym past this Voltorb. And this is very much going to be Annabelle's gym. This is the only Pokemon Lieutenant Surge has that could potentially do any damage to Annabelle that actually means anything. So I just sort of want to get this out of the way with another Pokemon, then switch to Annabelle and have her just decimate the rest of this gym. There goes Voltorb. And Marjoringer to level 25. Pikachu. Pikachu is level 18, electric type, knowing the moves Thundershot, Growl, Thunder Wave, and Quick Attack. And I'm going to switch into Annabelle. Margarine and Niket have both had their turns to have a gym to themselves. I think it's about time Annabelle gets to just decimate a major boss. She really has not had the chance yet. One shot with Dig, obviously, it's only level 18. And his last Pokemon, Raichu, level 24, electric type, knowing the moves Thundershock, Growl, and Thunderbolt. I would give a seizure warning for Thunderbolt's animation, but this Raichu literally can't touch Annabelle, so the animation won't be playing. Yeah, about that. Certain moves flash very quickly in a way that could potentially trigger an epileptic seizure. We'll go over that more later, though. Whoa! You're the real deal, kid. Fine then, take the Thunder Badge! The Thunder Badge cranks up your Pokemon's speed. It also lets your Pokemon fly anytime, kid. You're special, kid. Take this. TM24. TM24 contains Thunderbolt! Teach it to an electric Pokemon. That is the best electric type move in the game, genuinely. You could argue that Thunder is better being 120 power, but no it's not. Thunderbolt's accuracy makes up for any lack of power it might have. Thunderbolt is just a really good move. The Thunder Badge also gives a 12.5% badge boost to the defense stat for every Pokemon in the party. A little word of advice, kid. Electricity is sure powerful, but it's useless against ground-type Pokemon. Asshole, I don't need your advice. I beat you with that strategy. Why does your Raichu not know Quick Attack? Anyway, in Pokemon Yellow version... Alright. In Yellow version, the team is all up to level 24, except the Diglett I caught just used Cut. I'm gonna lead with Pikachu, I think. You'll see why. Ten Hut! Welcome to Vermilion Gym! Will you look at that, a pint-sized challenger! Ha 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 ha! You got big and brassy nerves to take me on with your puny power. A Pokemon battle is war. I'll show you, civilian. I'll shock you into surrender. Lieutenant Surge wants to fight with only one Pokemon. Raichu is level 28! Electric type, knowing the moves Thunderbolt, Growl, Mega Punch, and Mega Kick. This is where I will give the seizure warning because this thing very well could use Thunderbolt, and yeah, the animation for that is... It flashes lights very quickly in such a way that could potentially cause an epileptic seizure. So about that. I said that Thunderbolt's animation could potentially cause an epileptic seizure, and I am about to go on to say a lot more things along those lines in this episode. This is just false. Basically what happened. In the original Japanese release of Pokémon Red and Pokémon Green, Thunderbolt's animation did have the ability to potentially cause an epileptic seizure. Same goes for the Japanese release of Pokémon Blue, which the releases in North America are based on. However, this animation was changed in the North American releases of Red, Blue, and Yellow on the Game Boy. Basically what happened is I got some wires crossed doing research. When I was looking into the changes made to the Virtual Console releases of the Generation 1 games, it turns out Thunderbolt's animation was changed in the Virtual Console releases of Japanese Red and Green, for obvious reasons, but I mistook that for believing that the Thunderbolt animation had the ability to cause epileptic seizures in the North American versions, and that was changed in the Virtual Console versions, which is not true. Don't worry, if you are playing either the Virtual Console of the Japanese releases, or just any North American or European version of Pokemon Generation 1 in general, you are not going to have an epileptic seizure from the Thunderbolt TM. I'm just inserting this here because I go on about this way too much in this episode for me to feasibly, edit it out and replace it with something else I talk about in post. So, yeah. Sorry for this, 2-minute aside. Back to the gym battle. Let's go for a double team. That might knock out. Yeah. Critical hit, too. That was unnecessary. Okay. Well... Nidoking is gonna be my absolute last resort aside from Diglett, so... Charmeleon? Charmeleon's moves kinda suck at this point, though, so... I don't know, maybe we can hit it with a burn? Dodge the Mega Kick, that's good. Nice crit, that really made a difference, and... Here you're seeing the X speed. In both Yellow and Red and Blue, he has 1 X speed for each Pokemon that he'll use 25% of the time. In Red and Blue, that just means he has 1 X speed that he'll use 25% of the time. Are you just gonna let Charmeleon beat your Raichu? Well, that answered my question. Okay, Ivysaur. Luckily, I'm used to using Ivysaur now because this moveset is identical to the one we currently have in Pokemon Blue version. Leech Seed? Oh. Oh. Maybe it was muted in Yellow version. That wasn't that bad at all. Actually, no, you know what it is? I'm recording in 30 FPS, so the seizure warning really doesn't matter because it's not going to look like it's flashing as much for you. The game runs in 60 frames per second. It's just going to like, because of how fast the lights are going, it's not going to catch certain frames of it. So, yeah, never mind. You're safe. And it lived. If anything is fainting to this thing, it's gonna be Diglett. Ivysaur, you did your job. And it's just using Growl anyway. That's awesome. You know what? I'm happy that this random Diglett I used just to get HM01 gets the experience for this. Whoa! You're the real deal, kid. Fine then, take the Thunder Badge. The Thunder Badge cranks up your Pokemon's speed. It also lets your Pokemon fly anytime, kid. You're special, kid. Take this. TM24. We know what that is. So, Lieutenant Surge using one Pokemon, and that Pokemon being Raichu, is a pretty clear reference to the anime, where it was a pretty big plot point in the anime that Ash's Pikachu wanted to beat Surge's Raichu without evolving itself. Surge only used Raichu in the anime, and I don't know, that episode's just iconic. It has a lot of really fun moments. It has Team Rocket, like, cheering Pikachu on instead of trying to kidnap Pikachu. It's a really sweet episode. I'd recommend watching it if you haven't. Honestly, I'd just recommend the entire Indigo League season of Pokemon because it's really good. I feel like the Orange Island stuff that comes after Indigo League is pretty boring. But Indigo League itself, it's just a fun series. How are you feeling after that, Pikachu? Surprisingly happy after being punched in the face so hard you fainted. Okay. But you may be wondering, why aren't we switching back to blue version yet? Well, after defeating Lieutenant Surge, if you talk to this Officer Jenny, you have the Thunder Badge? You must be a good trainer. I just caught a Squirtle that was always getting into mischief. Would you take good care of it? Of course. Do you want to give a nickname to Squirtle? Nope, Red doesn't nickname his Pokemon. He is a boring prude. Okay, please treat Squirtle right. This is a clear reference to the Squirtle Squad in the anime, where there was a squad of Squirtles causing trouble, and they ended up joining Officer Jenny aside from the one that joined Ash. Anyway, this is where I'm going over Wartortle, and I know it's a really weird spot. It's weird how late you get this level 10 Squirtle, but just trust the process. Wartortle is more of the same of what you get with Squirtle. It has access to a good variety in moves, including Dig to cover that electric weakness, and Ice moves to cover the grass weakness through TMs we'll be getting soon, along with being a good user of both the Rest and Body Slam TMs if you don't have another Pokemon to use them on in mind. Once again, the Squirtle line is proving itself to be the best starter choice over the course of the entire journey. Wartortle holds up well and even gets access to the Bubble Beam TM we got from Misty to get a better move for it. Yeah, Squirtle's just good. It's going to be annoying to raise it up to level 24, and I have to remember to trade it to blue version to register in the Pokedex before evolving it, but hey, we have a water type in this game now, and that's 4 members of the final team in this game, because if you couldn't tell, I'm going for sort of a very generic team. That might also be the last battle Nidoking is in the team for. I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Anyway, back to blue version. With all that done, next time on Pokemon Generation 1, we are going to be heading back to Cerulean City in order to start heading toward our next destination through Rock Tunnel. See you guys then.